Welcome. I'm Laura Lee and I'm discussing conservation and preservation on an item of importance to me. The item, a classic adventures Alice in Wonderland novel, was given to me by my mother 3 months after my birth in 1993. Today the object, its materials, its inherent vice, current location and any deterioration risks will be explored. Practices to preserve the object efficiently and minimise deterioration will be shared along with the digital surrogate and any risks this media holds. Distinguishing marks making the item unique are shown. The owned by and date details have been filled out, the owner's name is in gel pen, and an inscription written by the gift giver at the front of the book is seen. Drawings by young Laura Lee on the title and subsequent page depict a portrait of the author and the author walking in a forest. Material used on the item was standard for the time of publishing in the early 1990s. Thick binder's board, buckram, card paper for the design paper, and scritter paper were all used. Binder's board is often used in hardcovers because of its strength and durability, and buckram, a material similar to fox leather, is also used to cover books for the same reason. Scritter, or Bible paper, for its use in Bibles and dictionaries because of its lightness, is a wood-free uncoated paper, often containing linen or cotton fibres to increase strength. Perfect or thermoset adhesive binding glue and techniques have been used. Hot melts have a short history of about 50 to 60 years and are polymer based and are solid at room temperature but liquefies once heated. This adhesive is free of water and solvents, giving an advantage of allowing the strong adhesive to set and bond fast. However, this method does not allow the glue to penetrate between pages, giving a less secure bond than other alternatives. Damages to the novel are shown with wear and tear to the top and bottom of the spine, slight bending on the cover's edges, and minor nicks to the cover's back and sides. The internal damage is more prevalent, with detachment of the binding and pages. Some pages have been taped due to rips or pages loosening, and discoloration and stains are visible. Lastly, a few pages have been dog-eared or folded. The thinness of this paper allows these creases to form more easily. Anna Lamb describes inherent vice as the tendency of an item to deteriorate or self-destruct on their own. Books are known to slowly deteriorate over time because of the materials and workmanship used. This can be seen in an item's binding, weakening, ink naturally fading, acid of acidic paper, decaying, or the natural decomposing of linen or cloth materials. The novel is stored in a sewing room in Rockingham, West Australia, and shelved on a bookshelf between other classic adventures books. Although the curtains are always pulled closed and the door shut, the curtain material is thin and sunlight still escapes in. The room's temperature also fluctuates highly, seeing the room to be overheated in hot months and very cold in winter. The room's naturally occurring dust and other agents, sunlight entering the room, and large temperature changes can cause the item's appearance and longevity to decline quicker. Better methods need to be installed in order to properly preserve the item. Some of these methods to minimise deterioration in its current location is to remove the book from the crammed bookshelf, regularly clean and dust the storage room, and to change the curtains to a blockout material to limit sun exposure. For optimal preservation, current standards and methods on significant books should be used and adhered to. The object should be moved to an area with stable temperatures into an enclosed preservation quality display case and stood upright and away from sun, heat and moisture. Although, because of its small size, it can be shelved with other books similar in size, allowing it to be supported from both sides. It should be handled with diligent care and pages to not be folded, and wearing gloves whilst touching will stop any salts or oils from being transferred. Moving into a digital world, these digital formats and materials are often thought of as reliable and lacking deterioration, unlike physical items, but they definitely contain their own risks. The item's digital surrogate is an image taken on an iPhone and stored in the Photos app. Risk with this image is that the copy and carrier can become obsolete and not be able to be viewed. The item or carrier itself can also corrupt and data can be deleted without warning. Lastly, copyright standards for digital copies also needs to be followed closely to avoid breaking any legislation. A risk management plan should be in place to minimise potential digital issues, such as storing backups to separate carriers or programs. This can be storing the item on another phone, a computer or tablet, a hard drive or internet-based storage system like the cloud, or even attaching a copy in an email message. As I have the copyright to this resource, this would be allowed in my case. Utilising these methods will manage issues that may arise with the item's digital surrogate. In conclusion, whilst the image is in fairly good condition, there are a number of procedures that could be used in order to preserve the item for as long as possible. As of yet, minimal methods are used and the procedures listed above should be put in place to protect the item's durability and longevity. Thank you for listening to my presentation.